Hi folks! Welcome to Living the Skye Life. If you're new here, I'm Willie.
And I'm Sarah.
We're a musician and artist, and this channel is about our journey escaping suburban life and moving to our dream home, a 200-year-old cottage on the Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands.
Along for the ride are our two crazy but adorable pups, Jack Spaniels and Nori.
Join us as we experience the highs and the lows of living in a remote corner of a wild Hebridean island.
This week we have some striking and hairy visitors to the Glen, who have some rather interesting hygiene habits.
These iconic Highland residents inspire Sarah to get the paints out in her studio as she immortalises one of these majestic beasties in vibrant strokes of her artist's brush.
Plus, as we shift from a wet and windy summer into autumn, we continue our work in the cottage garden despite the pesky pup's best efforts to hinder us.
If you don't already, please do hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our weekly adventures.
Join us as we continue.
Living the Skye Life.
At the end of last year, one of the local crafters bought a herd of Highland cows, and they very kindly agreed to let me get close enough to photograph them. They didn't stay close by for long, as they moved to different pasture, but I managed to get some amazing footage of these iconic animals. I love the way they use their horns to scratch and itch, and you'll often see them using their long tongues to explore their own noses. I was really hoping to get a photo of this, as I find it so funny, and luckily I did before the coos moved on to their new home.
Okay, so this gardening malarkey, we're just trying to work out what's going to grow in the environment that we're in now, and a couple of things haven't grown properly. One of them was perpetual spinach, which is a perpetual pest. It ain't perpetual, it just isn't happening at all. It keeps bolting, which is weird because you normally get that with normal spinach. Perpetual spinach is meant to be very easy to grow, and I keep cutting the stem that's bolted, going to seed basically, hoping that it'll grow back, but it doesn't. It just keeps bolting again and again. So we're going to replace that with normal spinach or true spinach. The other thing is the carrots. The carrots are just terrible. They're just these little spindly things. I'm not sure why they haven't grown, but we're going to get rid of them. So let's dig out the perpetual spinach. That hasn't worked. And the carrots. That haven't worked. That one's not too bad, but most of these have bolted. Like that. Hey Nori, come on. Not exactly the best carrot in the world. Yeah, that didn't work. That one was just starting to. But look at it, that's been months in the ground. One carrot grew out of them all, and it's a purple one, which is quite cool. I'll show that to Sarah. Look! Hey! One carrot from our harvest. One purple carrot. That's all the stuff that didn't work out. Time to plant some new stuff. Let's see what it is.
Okay, well, we've got a little bit of a break in the weather at the moment. It's pretty windy, but it doesn't seem to be raining sideways. So that's at least an improvement on the last few days. I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna repot our herbs. I planted some herbs outside in those fish box planters that we made because the squash just didn't make it. There's 2 plants left of the squash and nothing's happening. So squash, not good for outside on Skye. I planted some of our herbs, so tarragon and thyme and rosemary out there, but it's not really a good use of that space. So we're gonna plant some other things in there that are hopefully gonna grow over the autumn winter. And I'm gonna put the herbs into some pots because then we can bring them indoors, especially if the weather gets really cold, because I don't know if they'll all make it. That's what I'm gonna do now. Oh, it's not warm. It's still August, it's not warm. Right. Put some stones in the bottom here and then the compost, and then gonna repot the herbs. herbs that I've grown in the house have definitely done better than the ones outside, so that's maybe telling me something. Tarragon pot. Don't eat it. There's a rosemary plant. Time for some thyme.
Here's a carrot harvest.
Oh, that's a lovely carrot.
That's the one carrot that
Pink.
grew. It's a purple carrot. They all used to be purple. You can eat it. Well, I'll probably wash it first.
Oh dear. There's a carrot. Lunch sorted. Okay, I was sure I had 4 rosemary plants. 1, 2, 3. Did you eat it? Did you eat one of the rosemaries? Oh, Nori! That's so naughty. What a cheek! You're a little bear. Don't look at me like that. Don't lick your lips. I can't believe he's just eaten one. Ah! Scratch that. I found it on the ground. He obviously took it and then went, bleh. Not for me. Right, monkey, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them. Time to reap the benefits of our harvest.
Or one carrot.
Oh, single carrot. Picked just 5 minutes ago.
Yes, so nice and sweet.
Ooh, orange inside.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. Do you want me to peel it?
I want you to paint it.
It's a bit late now.
No, you don't need to peel it.
This is the most ridiculous thing I think we've ever done. Right.
Are we going in?
Yep.
Right.
Bon appetit.
Cheers, sir. One carrot.
Tastes like a carrot.
Hmm.
I'll be honest, it doesn't taste any better than shop bought carrots. Maybe carrots are not the best use of our space and time because you can buy them really cheaply from the shops anyway. You can buy them without plastic because they come loose and they taste pretty good.
We'll use our space for time.
We'll stick to growing stuff that maybe slightly more expensive in the shops. Do you think the boys will like some carrot? 1 carrot stick each. Boys like carrots, don't they? What do good boys do, Jack? Good boys say good boys. Wait. Jack? Gentle. Good boy. Nori? Gentle.
Is that nice, Pops? What do you think, Jack? Was that good?
More? I haven't really got any more, I'm afraid.
Well, they like it.
Yeah, it wasn't as crunchy as I'm used to carrots being. I know it's because it was quite small still. Yeah, carrots maybe not our success story, but now we know. Give it a try.
We grew 1 carrot, which fed 4 people.
Fed might be a strong word. Can you catch? Oh, good boy. Catch. Oh, good boy. Well done.
Well, it was fun anyway.
They enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. Our 1 carrot. Round of applause, everyone, for our 1 carrot.
At least the carrots did better than the squash. I've been wanting to upgrade my watercolour paints for a while now, as the watercolour pens I normally use just aren't up to the job anymore. So I decided to give these Winsor & Newton professional watercolours a go for the first time. chose to do this painting on A4 paper instead of my usual A5, as I wanted to be able to capture the details of the nose and mouth properly. I always start by lightly sketching out the image by hand, followed by a wash of pale colour to block out the shapes. Once that wash of colour has dried, I can erase the pencil marks and start to add in details in a slightly darker shade. A very fine 00 brush to paint the coos' hair. Of course, I don't manage to paint each individual one in the photograph, but I try to capture the overall texture of the subject. Highland cow's horns continue growing throughout their life, so the bigger the horns, the older the cow is. While the mouth and nose are the focal point of this painting, it's still so important to get the eyes right, as an animal never really comes to life on the page until they are done. As each layer gets gradually darker, you start to see the 3D effect of the shadows take shape.
Okay, so in place of some of the plants that I took out, I'm putting in radish, lettuce and spinach. True spinach this time. So hopefully it won't bolt, because we've not exactly had the best weather. It tends to happen in very dry weather and a lot of sunshine. And we've got a lot of water and not a lot of sunshine, so it should be fine. So let's get these plants in the ground and see what happens. Radish tape. Interesting. So I'm halving this. This is going to be half radish and half spinach. And we'll put the radishes in first in this funky tape. I didn't know I was ordering this, but I don't mind it. It's quite cool, I suppose. I'm just covering that over right away, it'll blow away. And that one can go back in the packet. Next up is giant winter spinach. Sounds interesting. And I'm going to put some lettuce in behind the lettuce that are already here, because I know it grows well here, because hey, here it is. So I'll put some more in. This lettuce packet was chewed up by Nori last time, so I hope there's still enough seeds in here. So I'll be any left, I may as well just put them all in, thin it out later. Give them a good chance, especially in the colder weather. Because I know it's about to rain. Right, so that's it for now. The gaps that are still in the planters, that's for the plants that I've got growing under cover in the house. When they're done, I'll bring them outside. I'm trying to give them the best possible chance to make it through the winter. Let's hope some of it makes it through the winter. We'll see what happens. It's our first winter of growing, so let's see what happens. I've got the soil hopefully in a good way, and I've got the plants deep enough, I hope, to survive any frosts, but it's exciting.
Okay, what I think is the final job in this next round of planting is to plant some rocket seeds. I think I'm just going to plant this in some pots and see how it gets on. I've got 13,300 seeds, so don't think I'm going to use all of them, but yeah, I'm going to plant them up and see how they grow. One big one, a few small ones. Light sprinkle of seeds across the surface. A light layer of compost over the top. There we go. I'll water those in and then hopefully we'll get some rocket.
We would like to pass on a massive thank you from Andy Tobin, the creator of the Skye at Night book that we featured a few episodes ago.
Since the video went live, there have been over 125 orders, which equates to more than £1,250 raised for the Skye Mountain Rescue. A very worthy cause indeed.
Thanks to everyone who has purchased a copy of the book. It's amazing to see such support for Andy's work and creative endeavours here on the Isle of Skye.
Highland cows are the oldest cow breed in the world, first appearing in the 6th century in the Outer Hebrides. Their distinctive shaggy coat has 2 layers, a warm undercoat and an oily overcoat, which helps keep them warm in the cold conditions here. To mix my colours on a glass palette, with white paper taped to the back of it. This gives me a smooth surface to mix paints on, and I can see the colours perfectly. At the moment, I'm using a combination of these new tube paints and my old watercolour pens, as the tubes are very expensive to buy. A little goes a long way with them though, so as I work out which colours I use most, I can hopefully buy more to add to my collection. Now that I'm adding more shading to the coos hair, I'm using deep red and green to make the red-brown colour darker and richer. first fringe is called a dossen, and they often grow over their eyes to protect them from the wind, rain and insects. Normally my paintings take between 12 to 14 hours to finish, but as this one was a bit larger and needed lots of layers, it took me around 20 hours over the course of several days. That's the longest I've ever spent on a single watercolour painting. I hope you enjoyed seeing this process from start to finish. Prints of the Nosey Coo are now available from my Etsy store.
Thanks for watching, folks, and yes, the jumpers are back. I'm sure that'll divide opinion, but I think they're ace, so I don't care.
We really hope you enjoyed this week's video, and if you did, please do leave us a like, a comment or subscribe to our channel. If you don't already, it's free to do, helps our channel to grow, and you get notified when our new videos come out every week, Sunday night 6 PM UK time.
If you did enjoy the video and you'd like to support the channel further, you can do so over on Ko-fi. You can buy us a coffee, or you can buy the dogs a wee treat. And what I really mean is you help with the running costs of making these videos every week.
Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing community over on Patreon, where you get bonus content for helping us out each month. And we'd like to say a massive thank you to all of our supporters here on YouTube, on Ko-fi, on Patreon, on our creative endeavours. Thank you so much for supporting our channel, we really do appreciate it.
Speaking of our creative endeavours, if you liked Sarah's painting, which I think is absolutely amazing, you can pick up a print of that over on our Etsy store.
And if you're a fan of Willie's original music that features in all of our videos, you can head across to Bandcamp to check out his page. As usual, all the links to these pages are in the video description below.
Thanks again for watching, and we will see you do next week. We're leaving our suburban life, moving over the sea to Skye. Are we chasing a dream? I guess in time we will see, when we're living the Skye life. Living the Skye life. Even that painting's squid. It's
impossible to keep painting straight in this place. They just don't stay straight. They're all wonky.
All the walls are wonky as well.
Yeah, it doesn't help. No straight lines in this place.
Nori! Hey! Hey! Hi! Down. Good boy.
Here on YouTube, on Ko-fi, on Patreon,
Right,
and
scratchy.
Nori. Stretchy Nori.
Right, he's lying down now.
What are those boys doing?
Speaking of our creative endeavours, don't you think painting? I'm calling you painting now.
Hiya!
Click here to subscribe to Live in the Skye Life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.